rage, you nerds? I am Mr. Cack, and I am joined by Reno, my partner in crime, and we are going to take a moment and dissect and discuss Chapter 10 of The Mandalorian. Reno, welcome. Are you happy to do the Mandalorian chat again?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah!
Long time coming. Round 2.
Feels like we've been here already.
I know, right?
So we'll burn through this right quick, Reno. And I'll let the mother trucker play in the background. I got it muted. Got her muted. Oh no, that's not the way I want to go. So let me actually flip that so that way maybe we don't get yelled at. So this week, or I guess last Friday, Chapter 10, Space Spiders. That's not what it was called. You could also call it Frog Ladies from Outer Space, but that's not what it was called. You could also
Baby Yoda eats eggs.
You could also call it Put Those Damn Eggs Down, but that's not what it was called. So what did you think of Chapter 10 of The Mandalorian, Reno? Anything that stood out to you?
Lots of things that stood out to me. So the very beginning of it that's going on right now, where they crashed his speeder and they thought that they could just take his stuff, like he wasn't in control of the situation or something. I mean, it really just gave a lot of credit to how actually strong and powerful and smart this guy is, right? And then goes on later into the episode when we get to the spiders. So this is significant to me, or at least it stood out to me, is that those spiders have appeared somewhere before in a Rebels animated series. So it was nice to see them bring. Of course, they completely changed their look a little bit from the Rebels version, but it was nice to see those in it, and also it was nice to see Dave Filoni with another cameo.
Right, as what is he, Wolf?
Yeah, whatever his name is, the X-wing pilot.
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna be real honest. I like when X-wings, I like when TIE fighters, I like when vehicles from the olden days appear in this stuff. It's a good feeling. It just brings
you back.
I do appreciate all the new stuff that they do introduce throughout it, but man, do I love to see an X-wing or a TIE fighter like that. It just feels good because you're like, that's happening in a universe I know.
I understand this.
I get that. I got that reference.
I feel like it's Captain America. Yeah,
I got that reference. I understood that reference. Yeah. So I think this is a really good part here where he lets the guy just take his jetpack, knowing full well,
man, it's all yours.
Knowing full well that he's gonna done mess that little turd up. What I don't understand, so this would-be assassin is dumb, right? Because you're not taking the weapons from the Mandalorian. You're just taking his jetpack and you're gonna run. You're not keeping the baby.
As soon as he turns around, he could have just shot him in the back.
Which I thought is what was gonna happen. But I'm glad they did go with the way they did, because I felt like that was a funnier death than what it could be. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna ask you something. So we get through this a little bit more. That's kind of a badass little look right there, where he's got all his accoutrements and carrying the Boba Fett armor. Got the little baby in his little sack in the front. Dude just looks like a wandering badass. Yeah. Kind of.
I'm not gonna mess with that guy.
Kind of an image that parallels the Boba Fett that we saw at the end of Chapter 9, right? You know, kind of a journeyman, got the little Mando stick on his back. It's interesting. It's an interesting look. I like this lady, but I don't care for this scene. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Mos Eisley, it's what you do in Mos Eisley, right? That's just how it is. So we got the frog lady. I like that it was at least, so we've seen him speak Tusken, and there was another one, right? Mott.
I don't remember the other one.
He also knows Hutt, right? He also knows Hutt.
Yeah, Huttese.
He also knows Huttese. So it was good to see that there is a language he doesn't know. Now, here is something that has become such a cluster when it comes to people talking about this. People think that the innocence of Baby Yoda has betrayed them, right? Because Baby Yoda's now a monster that eats the young of Frog Lady. It,
Doesn't matter what Baby Yoda does. They can do whatever the heck it wants.
it
See how
sounds like
cute that thing is?
it sounds like there's a lot of people that have actually started to turn on Baby Yoda more than what we had last season. I'm gonna say this:
Not.
if this is because you see it in another point, I forget where it is. I think it was. I can't remember if it was a death scene this week where Baby Yoda just kind of looks on to Mandalorian kill someone, and just kind of shrugs. But I think if they go with an interesting twist about, how Baby Yoda's kind of... I think if you take this from the storyline of the Mando isn't the best role model
Yeah.
for a highly in tune with the Force, little Yoda-like creature, I think if they play on that eventually, that could be a very interesting take. And maybe that's the conflict that the Jedi, once we finally get introduced to the Jedi, kind of incorporate into this, is that they see that this man is not going to help in the Force because he's too gray, right? He's too gray.
Yeah.
And I think Baby Yoda is kind of developing a pretty, not corrupt, but a bit of a gray moral compass,
yeah.
right? A bit of a gray moral compass. I don't think the true Yoda would be just randomly eating some lady's unfertilized young. And that's the other thing, right? They aren't kids he's eating. They're unfertilized eggs. We do that when you go to the grocery store and you buy a carton of eggs. So maybe people are just getting up in their feels for the wrong reasons.
Oh, they're just getting up in their feels. They feel for the frog lady, which is a new species that just got introduced.
Never gave her a name. It's just Frog Lady.
Yeah.
So again, love that we got the X-Wings back. Love that we see Dave Filoni again. Filoni can currently do no wrong, so hopefully he keeps that up. I'm interested. So Sasha Banks from WWE is going to be in this season. She was in the trailer, and people were confused because they were confused whether that was
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka's if that was Rosario
Dawson, yeah,
or not, because I guess they kind of vaguely look the same, and you kind of thought Ahsoka's complexion that was kind of gonna be closer to it. There's now some thought that maybe Sasha Banks might be someone from, I think is it Rebels? Who has
Sabine Wren?
Yeah. So I think
I saw that after this week's episode.
I think that
somebody was talking about that.
I think that seems to be the prevailing thought right now. Reno,
which makes sense.
I was gonna say that story way better than I do. So I was gonna ask you, do you feel like that's a good fit?
So absolutely. So at the end of Rebels, just and huge spoiler alert for Rebels, but at the end of it, Ezra jumps into light speed with Thrawn and to an unknown location. Nobody knows where he is, and this is like middle of like Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi time frame, right? And so this goes on and it's done. Actually, it's before Luke. Actually, I'm sorry, but anyway, I digress. Ahsoka and Sabine meet up after the Death Star is destroyed and the Empire is destroyed, and they're going to go on a search to find Ezra. And that's where Rebels ends, and that's where it leaves us hanging. So if she shows up in this, that's going to be significant because it makes you feel, okay, maybe we'll see Ezra, maybe we'll see Thrawn, which I don't know if you know much about that character, but Thrawn is a
asshole.
He is a very interesting character. One of my favorites.
Yeah. So, which I think this is about to be the world of spin-offs, right? I think you're about to see potentially live action spin-offs galore, thanks to the beautiful. I love that this character is back.
Yeah, the droid.
Yeah. So he's one of the guy. He's one of the guys that's like real good friends with Taiki Waititi.
Yeah.
And has been in a couple of other BBC and some other things type humor. I love his voice. I just love his voice.
He's the guy who voices all the clones whenever the guy who actually plays Boba Fett and Jango Fett isn't actually like
Yeah.
voicing them.
Yeah.
So like the animated series and whatnot, he's voicing them.
Yeah, so I just love his voice in general, and especially since the droid sounds more like his natural voice. He's not trying to gruff it up any, and I think he just has a good voice. But I was kind of hoping that, like, I don't know, and maybe this was off base. Maybe I should have just accepted that the thing kind of popped to life. I was kind of hoping somehow, from doing the whole bypass messing with it, that the droid would find a way to kind of get itself in enough working condition, and it would be an unintentional ally to help in the final confrontation with the spiders overrunning them. I thought that would have been interesting. When someone from outside the ship started blasting through, I kind of thought Mando was going to walk out there and see the droid back together, kind of, messing shit up. But it wasn't. It wasn't.
I thought it was going to be like the Mandalorians he'd been looking for, and they just showed up.
I wouldn't have liked that. I wouldn't have
either, but that's what I thought. I'm like, no, surely not. But
no, I wouldn't like
anyway.
that. So question to you: we only get 8 episodes a season. This is one of those self-contained, not connected to something. That's kind of a trend that carried over from the first season. It's going to be how this story plays out, right? There's going to be. I kind of think of it back how, like, when I used to watch, like, Buffy, or, honestly, a lot of shows were like this, where you would have self-contained episodes that were just the Scooby Gang type episodes, right? Where it was just like random monster of the week. This is random travel of the week. And then you have the other plot episodes, the big episodes that connect a story.
Yeah.
Are you still fine that we get a couple of these just random, see the rest of Star Wars world and
oh yeah,
no bigger picture thing here, right? There was no actual progression to any of the storyline. It's just Baby Yoda.
So I'll say this, and this is textbook Dave Filoni. This episode, there's going to be something that's important in this episode. It's going to come back at some point, because that's what Dave Filoni does. He'll have these episodes that seem meaningless at the time, and then you come back around and like, hey, that was actually a really big deal, or hey, this is significant for whatever reason. But I could be wrong on this one because
Frog Lady was naked. So I think there's a lot of interesting things in this sequence. One, Baby Yoda's hilarious.
I'm gonna go eat this random egg.
Two, this is a humongous reference to Alien and Aliens. So the eggs look like the eggs from the Alien franchise. The spiders, vaguely resemble face huggers. It was such a good, not really a homage, but it was a good little, like, reference point, right? Also, It is creepy as fuck when he opens this and eats that little spider fetus.
Yeah.
That's
some
unnerving.
Dark Baby Yoda right there.
That is unnerving how awful that looks. He needs to watch his diet. Now, as someone that is scared of spiders, this next few moments is by far the most disturbing thing I've seen in Star Wars since I watched the prequel trilogy. Got him. But, like, this is...
You said prequel. You should have said sequel.
True. Now, I don't know if you caught this, but one of the things that made me laugh the most is about to happen. And it's nothing to do with the spiders. I guess it kind of relates to the spiders. Watch the Frog Lady.
Oh, when she jumps out and grabs her clothes and starts frog leaping?
Not even the frog leaping. Just watch right here. Hold on. You'll see so he's helping pack up. You'll see the quick tongue action.
Yeah, when she goes and grabs her clothes.
Oh, come on, do it. Oh, here comes quick tongue action, and then immediately following after a look back at the spiders, she is dressed again. The quickest change, literally seconds passed, and so we don't see any inappropriate frog bits. She comedically got dressed super fast because as a married woman, she must preserve the sanctity of her body. God, I hate that spider thing.
It's creepy, man.
It's super creepy. They're little mouths. And honestly, it's not even as creepy yet until it latches onto the front of I forget what his ship's called.
Oh crap.
Yeah, I forget what his ship's called. But when that thing latches on and you see
Bugging
kind
me
of
now.
like the octopus buzzsaw of teeth, like just kind of like rubbing on the glass. But yeah, man, frogs and spiders and eating eggs. You put that goddamn egg down or I'll end this trip.
Razor Crest.
Razor Crest. Razor Crest.
Sorry, it was bugging me. I had to see what it was.
So when she starts frantically hog fropping, it reminds me of Toad from the first X-Men movie.
That's what I thought, the same thing. That's not good toad hopping there.
It's just, man, Frog Lady, man. I don't know why people love her as much as they do. She is a throwaway character, right? Well, maybe not, because him getting safe passage for her and what remains of her unfertilized eggs to her hubby boo means that he's about to get some information on some Mandalorians, right?
Yeah.
So maybe next episode we see a little bit more Mandalorian action as he tries to progress it. I kind of feel like, so maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should look at what the names of the upcoming episodes are, because I feel like I would hope it's a story-connected one, but I do feel like this next episode will also be another self-contained, maybe vague mention.
I disagree.
You do? Ooh. Have
So
they shown any promotional material for it yet?
So here's why I disagree.
Right.
So they're going to a planet called Trask, and it's a water world.
Ooh.
So in the previews of the trailer, where you see the character that we all assumed was Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but as likely as Sasha Banks or whatever her name was.
Sasha Banks.
And yes, and that whole trailer scene setting or whatever is a water type world.
Oh, well, good
So-
eye, Reno.
So no, I didn't catch it. Somebody else did. I saw it on YouTube.
Reno, just take the damn credit. Yeah.
So that I saw that, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, that if as long as that plays out, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Interesting. Well, I'm all for getting more storyline progression because it seems like we still have so much to cover in what is now only 6 more episodes. We still haven't seen a return of Moff Gideon. I still feel like he deserves a full episode explaining how he came into possession of the Darksaber. So maybe showing what he did following the Great Purge and how maybe that got him the Darksaber. So I think there has to be an episode of just Moff Gideon. But there's also a chance that maybe
there's a lot of unanswered questions there.
But there's also a chance that maybe Moff Gideon isn't the most direct bad guy of this season, right? There's still a chance that he's not even the most direct bad guy. We may not see a conclusion to the Moff Gideon story until season 3. Because they've already started talking about and planning for season 3, and sometimes when you're that forward thinking and you have the luxury of knowing you don't have to wrap up a story, because a lot of TV shows, they have uncertainty, right? This is
Star Wars. They have certainty.
Yeah, so most shows don't have certainty, so when they introduce a big bad, they have to pay off that big bad because there's no necessary guarantee that they get another season. This show, until it finally offends all of your delectabilities, will still be on the air until the Mandalorian just takes a hearty shit on Baby Yoda and then kicks him into a lava lake. This show will still be promised another season because it's the only thing worth a damn in Star Wars right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go, Reno. Mando. We got our return of the Filoni. We got Frog Lady. We got Egg Eating. We got Baby Yoda looking both adorable and like maybe he's a horrible monster that just ate another damn egg. So there are people very upset with that, but I love the artwork at the end of episodes too.
Oh, I do too. I always watch it because it's neat to see the concept art of what they wanted it to look like and what it actually looked like.
Yeah, I love the concept art. So, what'd you think, Reno? Good episode, bad episode, mediocre episode? How you feeling?
Decent episode.
Good we didn't talk about the first episode. What did you think of Chapter 9?
Love chapter 9.
Love chapter 9. Okay, so
Love chapter 9.
so right now, chapter 9 is the high depth marker, right? Chapter 9.
Yes, because you bring in Cobb Vanth, you kill a crate dragon. I mean, you just do all sorts of great
You had
things in that
you had
episode.
Boba Fett's armor. You had
Potentially Boba
actually
Fett.
Boba. So it's now been erased, but there was a credit given that said that was Boba Fett, and then they immediately expunged that credit from existence. So I don't know if maybe that was a typo or ipso facto, but I know there was a lot of speculation that maybe it was one of the clones, right? That was one of the things, and kind of what you thought when we talked was that you kind of thought maybe it was Rex. So I need Rex with a beard is what I need. I need Rex with a beard.
I don't think it was Rex. I think it was 100% Boba Fett.
Yeah. So I hope so. I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm interested to see Boba Fett gets his armor back before it's all said and done, right?
Oh yeah, he has to.
And then we finally get to cross the bridge that people have been wondering since the beginning of time. Is Boba Fett a Mandalorian or is he not?
He is not.
I know, but like that's going to be something that eventually has to be a bridge to cross, right?
So
like in story, yeah. No, I mean like in story, regardless of how much we know outside of the fact. In story, the Mandalorian Jug and stuff, whatever his name is, has to what is his name? Jin
I don't even know his name.
Yeah, no, he has a dumb name. Yeah. The Mando. The Mando has to have this confrontation with Boba Fett. It is inevitable.
Yeah.
And much like he was going to put down Cobb Vanth, he may get pretty hostile with a guy that was wearing Mandalorian armor for no good damn reason.
Yeah.
And maybe wants it back. But, if he wanted it back, why didn't he take it from Cobb Vanth? So I feel like maybe there's more to the Boba Fett story. So I'll just, we'll just let it come when it comes, right? Because, right, if you wanted it back, he would have killed. Maybe he's suffering from amnesia.
Maybe he doesn't know.
Do you... So season 1, when we had the end of the Tatooine episode, where someone approached the downed lady from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I forget what her name is, and I don't remember her character at all. I don't remember her character's name at all, I should say. That was at that time Boba Fett, right? That is now... It was potential speculation, but I think now more clearly we can say definitively that was Boba Fett appearing there. So he's for whatever reason keeping an eye on the Mando. Yeah. Do you think he might be employed by Moff Gideon? I
think it's a very high possibility.
I mean, it's kind of his thing, right? He's kind of a bounty hunter for the bad guys. It seems to be more likely, right? He's a bad guy bounty hunter, not a morally gray bounty hunter, just a straight up dickbag.
Yep.
But all right, Reno, thank you so much, buddy. Anything else you want to throw out there about Mandalorian, or are you done? Done.
I'm done, man.
All right, we'll talk more about the chapter 11 next week. Yeah, because it's not Thanksgiving yet, and then we take off Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yay, Thanksgiving. Which I think is like my daughter's birthday that day anyways. No, the day before is my daughter's birthday. So yeah, so we won't be doing nothing that week. I'll be taking some time, and you'll be taking some time. We'll be taking some time.
All
right, well, thank you so much for sports and Mandalorian. So thank you so much for Mandalorian. All right, thanks, Rooster, Milkman, anyone else that appeared? Any lurkers, anyone else in heaven, all of you people, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you on Friday if you are a fan of the Nerd Stream, and then next Tuesday if you're a fan of the sports and or Mandalorian. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Make sure not to eat your frog babies. Don't eat the frog babies. Kevin Smith will come after you.